Once upon a time there was a little boy named Silly Billy who woke up to the scent of pancakes sizzling and the sound of Mum humming a cheerful tune in the kitchen. It was his birthday, the best kind of morning. He leapt out of bed, his mismatched socks flopping as he tumbled downstairs, cheeks glowing with excitement and hair sticking up like a dandelion puff. On the kitchen table sat a small box wrapped in shiny, crinkly paper with a ribbon that shimmered in the sunlight. "Go on then," Dad chuckled, tea towel slung over his shoulder like a cape. Billy tore into the wrapping with the speed of a tornado and gasped. Inside were shiny blue glasses with tiny buttons on the side and a faint glow around the edges. "They're AI glasses," Mum said, smiling proudly. "They can help you learn, play, and explore the world in ways you've never imagined." Sulky the cat blinked slowly from his perch on the windowsill, clearly unimpressed by anything that didn't involve tuna. Billy popped the glasses on, and they chirped in a cheerful voice, "Hello, Silly Billy. Ready for adventure?" Billy's grin stretched so wide it nearly reached his ears. He spun in a circle, arms outstretched. "Best birthday ever," he whispered. Billy dashed into the garden, his new glasses perched proudly on his nose, glowing faintly like tiny stars. "Let's explore," he shouted to no one in particular, arms flung wide. The glasses blinked and scanned the apple tree towering above him. "This tree is over 20 years old," they said in a friendly tone. "It's a domestic apple, variety, discovery. Known for its crisp texture and sweet tart flavor." Billy giggled and stepped closer. "Hello, Mr. Tree," he said, gently patting the bark with both hands. The glasses added, "It blossoms in spring, thrives in sunshine, and provides shelter for birds and insects." Dad peeked out from the shed, pencil tucked behind his ear and a smudge of paint on his cheek. "Talking to trees now, are we?" he laughed, leaning on the doorframe. Billy nodded proudly. "Trees have stories," he said. Sulky slinked past, tail flicking like a metronome of disapproval. Billy leaned in and whispered to the tree, "Don't mind Sulky. He's just grumpy because he's not the center of attention." The tree rustled gently in the breeze, and Billy imagined it smiling back, its leaves whispering secrets only he could hear. Back inside, Billy noticed something strange. His left foot was cozy in a sock, but his right foot was bare and chilly. "Oh no," he cried, spinning in a circle. "My sock's gone rogue." The glasses blinked and replied, activating sock search mode. "Please stand by." A glowing arrow appeared in the lenses, pointing toward the sofa like a magical compass. Billy dropped to his knees and crawled under, past Mum's knitting basket filled with orange yarn and half-finished scarves. Dust bunnies scattered. "Found it," he cheered, holding up the red sock like a trophy. Mum chuckled from her armchair. "Those glasses are cleverer than me," she said, looping another stitch. Sulky watched from the windowsill, eyes narrowed, tail twitching. Billy popped the sock back on and did a triumphant victory dance across the rug. "Now I'm properly mismatched," he declared, arms raised. The glasses beeped, "Mission complete, sock status, restored." Billy gave a thumbs up to the sofa. "You're a good hiding place," he said. The sofa said nothing, but Billy was sure it was proud. Billy tiptoed through the garden, glasses glowing softly as they scanned the grass and leaves. "Ladybird detected," they chirped. 7 spots. Female. Likely Coccinella septempunctata. Billy crouched down, eyes wide. "Hello, Ladybird," he whispered. The glasses zoomed in. Ladybirds eat aphids and help gardens grow. They're natural pest controllers and friends to flowers. Dad joined with a magnifying glass, kneeling beside Billy. "Looks like you've got a new assistant," he said, peering at the tiny insect. Billy nodded solemnly. "She's called Spotty. She's very busy." Sulky lounged nearby in a patch of sun, eyes half closed, tail flicking lazily. Billy found a wiggly worm next. "Earthworm detected," the glasses said. "Earthworms aerate soil and improve plant health." Billy beamed. "I'm learning loads," he said, bouncing on his heels. Mum appeared with a tray of lemonade and biscuits. "You're our little scientist now," she said, handing him a glass. Billy sipped and looked around. This garden's full of secrets, he whispered. Back inside, Billy sighed and flopped onto the carpet. No more garden, he muttered. The glasses blinked. Indoor adventure mode activated. A glowing treasure map appeared in the lenses, complete with dotted lines and a big red X. X marks the biscuit tin, they said. Billy tiptoed past Sulky, who yawned dramatically and stretched across the rug like royalty. He followed the clues, under cushions, behind books, past Dad's slippers and Mum's knitting basket. You found the treasure, the glasses cheered as Billy opened the tin with a flourish. Chocolate digestives, he grinned, eyes sparkling. Mum laughed from the sofa. You've earned a biscuit, explorer, she said, handing him a napkin. Billy munched happily, crumbs dotting his cheeks. Indoor adventures aren't so bad, he said between bites. The glasses twinkled. Adventure is everywhere, silly Billy, even under cushions. Billy leaned back, biscuit in hand, and whispered, "Thanks, glasses." Sulky blinked slowly, unimpressed but present. At school, Billy stood proudly at the front of the classroom, his AI glasses glowing faintly. "These are AI glasses," he told the class. "They help me learn stuff, like facts and names and even where things come from." He pointed to the classroom plant. "That's a spider plant. It cleans the air and makes the room feel fresh." The glasses added, "It's native to South Africa. It's known for its resilience and ability to remove toxins like formaldehyde." Everyone gasped. "Wow," said his friend Molly, eyes wide. "That's amazing." The teacher, an older woman with kind eyes and silver hair, smiled warmly. "Very impressive, Billy. You've taught us something new today." Sulky had snuck into Billy's backpack and peeked out, looking thoroughly unimpressed by the whole affair. "Even my cat came to see," Billy giggled. The class laughed, and Sulky blinked slowly, as if to say, "I suppose this is acceptable." Billy bowed dramatically. Thank you. I'll be here all week." That night, Billy sat in the garden wrapped in a thick blanket, the stars twinkling above like tiny lanterns. "Stars," he whispered, eyes wide. The glasses glowed softly. "That's Orion's belt," they said, "and they're Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky." Dad joined him, carrying a mug of cocoa that steamed in the cool air. "I used to wish on stars when I was your age," he said, settling beside Billy. "I'd close my eyes and hope for something magical." Billy pointed to the sky. "I wish for more adventures," he said, voice hushed. Mum leaned down and kissed his forehead. "You've had quite a day," she whispered. Sulky curled beside Billy, finally content, tail tucked around his paws. The glasses dimmed. "Good night, silly Billy," they said gently. Billy yawned and snuggled deeper into the blanket. "Good night, stars," he murmured. The sky shimmered above, like a lullaby written in light. The next morning, Billy woke up with a smile so big it made his cheeks ache. "What shall we do today?" he asked, bouncing out of bed. The glasses blinked. "Let's make a birdhouse," they chirped. Dad appeared in the garden with wood, nails, and a toolbox. "Great idea," he said, rolling up his sleeves. Mum brought snacks on a tray and cheered them on. "Builders need biscuits," she said with a wink. Billy painted the birdhouse blue and white, just like his favorite shirt. He added stripes and dots and even a tiny heart under the perch. Sulky watched from a sunny patch, tail flicking rhythmically. "It's perfect," Billy said, stepping back to admire his work. The glasses chirped, "You are a builder, an explorer, and a friend to all things feathered." Billy beamed, his cheeks still pink from concentration and joy. Dad gave a proud nod and handed him a tiny wooden sign. "Want to name it?" he asked. Billy thought for a moment, then wrote in wobbly letters, "Birdie's Bungalow." Mum clapped her hands. "That's adorable," she said, placing the sign gently above the perch. Just then, 2 curious sparrows fluttered down and landed nearby, chirping as if in approval. Billy crouched quietly, watching them with wide eyes. "They like it," he whispered. Sulky stretched and blinked slowly, tail curling around his paws. He didn't say anything, of course, but Billy was sure he approved too, in his own grumpy way. The glasses dimmed slightly, their glow soft and warm. "Happy birthday, silly Billy," they said. Billy hugged Mum and Dad tightly, sandwiching Sulky in the middle. "Best birthday ever," he said. And as the birds hopped closer, peeking into their new home, Billy whispered, "Thanks, glasses." The garden glowed with morning light, and the adventure, like the birdhouse, was just beginning.